Rockingham. Well, here it is. Round 12 is the final round of the series. Stevie Hodgson won the championship in round 11, but there's still second and third place to be sorted out. Also today, we find out who becomes Rookie Champion of the Year. Welcome to Days of Thunder.
We said we'd like to finish in the top 10. Well, to get to second has been quite a surprise, and you know, we've been there and thereabouts. The car's got the speed. It's just keeping out of trouble is the biggest problem, and if you can keep out of trouble, that's what we've managed to do with the first 4 meetings.
We're racing for the championship today, not for the race, so we just got to use our head a bit, and end of the day, from where we was at the start of the season, being put in the wall, we didn't think we'd be top 5, so anything's good.
And we're 4th at the moment, I've got a slim chance of getting second. And Team Turn Forward done a great job, so really credit to the boys, and we've had one ruined car, well 2 actually this year. So they've had to go through quite a bit on a limited means and in their first year. So I think a team in its first season, I think that's very impressive.
So Stevie Hodgson wins the 2004 championship. John Stewart, John Mickle and Ben Collins are still fighting it out for the runners-up spot. Sean Richardson's third place in the last round moves him up 2 spots to 5th. And Ollie Plale overtakes Colin White, who of course doesn't race today. Hello, champion.
Hello.
Not just champion, but the fans of Autosport voted you driver of the day for the last round as well. So you get that. They are. That's no, say thank you.
Thank you very much, readers of Autosport.
I had to vote for you.
I know, and I appreciate all the fans and everything else that they've supported me throughout the year. Really appreciate it.
If you win anything else, your head's going to be too big to get your helmet on. So I'd get in your car now.
Okay, I'll take your advice.
In the Rookie Championship, which is drivers in their first season of Days of Thunder, Malcolm Klein extends his lead at the top of the table. Skid Carrera has overtaken Mike Luck in second place, but of course that could all change in the next half hour. Is there going to be a fight today between you two?
You've just missed it.
Oh!
Yeah, that's right. Mike's already been to the medical centre.
Now, it's all about the Rookie Championship. It's going to be decided today.
One way or another.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Have you worked out all the points between yourselves? Do you know what you've got to do to win it?
Yeah, it's a tiny margin that's between us, unfortunately. So it's going to be right down to the wire. I suppose we couldn't have asked for a better finish. It's going to be so exciting now that we're just going to have to battle it out on the track. See what happens.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Let's hand you over to our commentary team.
And look behind you, because off they don't go in the case of John Mickle. The man third in the championship has got a problem with his race car, and it looks to me as if they're going to push it into pit lane. He is not going any further. Bitter blow. Meanwhile, Michael Verge is already out on the track. A 1.5 mile lap, 60 laps of the Rockingham banked oval circuit with the 7-degree banking in the corners. But Michael Burgess has already had a change of mount. Earlier this week, he was flying in this, the Mach 2 Tornado that gives the air display.
It was incredible. I mean, it's very hard to explain the sensations you get from an RF Tornado flying at Mach 1.1 or pulling 6.5 Gs, but it's a lifetime experience.
I bet it was, and we're looking forward to an exciting final round. Ian McKellar Jr. is on pole from Stevie Hodgson.
Followed by Sean Richardson, now on his own on row 2.
It's that flyer Mike Berger's on row 3 alongside John Stewart.
Followed by Rob Speake and Anthony Swan.
Row 5 gives us Mark Proctor and the improving Phil Weaver.
Ben Collins is back on row 6 alongside the rookie John Higgins.
Malcolm Klein and Skid Carrera, the rookie battle on 7.
Ahead of Mike Luck and Duncan Gray.
Ollie Plale on row number 9 alongside the shark Tony King.
Ahead of Steve Hobday and Peter Faulding on row 10 of the grid. But down in pit lane, dramas for John Mickle. And that looks to me like he is not taking the race start. Now let's have a look at our onboard cameras. Mike Luck in the number 7 in the thick of that rookie battle. And the experienced John Stewart in the 75 as the cars roll to the line.
Yeah, we're going to go green flag racing, the final round of the championship. Look how tightly packed they are. Ian McKellar Jr. leads them all for pole position. It's a pretty good start by Stevie Hodgson, but McKellar gets the advantage only by a hair.
Well, the battle for the race lead already on. Sean Richardson holding back Michael Verges and the number 5 car of Rob Speake there. They're 3rd, 4th and 5th. And Ollie Playle already looking to make up ground from his lowly starting position after a retirement in the previous race. But it's wheel-to-wheel racing at the front. Ian McKellar Jr. in the black DSI car. The red and white Monopoly car is Stevie Hodgson. And is Hodgson going to go ahead? Well, not if McKellar has anything to do with it.
Oh, and we are double wide on this first lap, and they are just staying there all the way along. Remember, they've got to listen to their spotters as well to get information.
One outside, clear high.
Well, that is Ian McKellar Jr.'s spotter telling him he's clear. He moves up to take that racing line. Those spotters really do act like a rear-view mirror for these drivers. Meanwhile, the battle for 12th place. This is the battle between Skid Carrera and Mike Luck, 2 of the front runners in that rookie championship.
Yeah, and Luck looks like he's just getting the advantage. Oh, it's Skid Carrera. That's why he ran wide up into the wall. Looks like he's okay. Mike Luck goes through.
Skid by name, skid by nature, and now a skid mark down the side of the number 11 car as well. What the Americans call a sticker rub.
Yeah, that was more than a sticker rub, buddy. I tell you what, that was a whole car rub on that thing.
Well, here he is. It hasn't slowed him down any. And the guy who's in trouble there is the 42 car of Ben Collins. Malcolm Klein gets bundled down to the tail end of that battle. And Malcolm Klein could well lose the lead of the rookie championship.
Yeah, he sure could. There's battle out on the track, but John Mickle, unfortunately, didn't have a good start to the final round. He's with Helen.
Well, that's the worst possible thing that could have happened, eh?
Yeah, so that's just about our luck, I think. You know, we started with no luck. It looks like we're going to finish with no luck. But we thought the prop shaft had gone. That's not the case. It's definitely from the rear axle. We're hoping it's shear the teeth in the drop gear, what we can change. If there's anything else, that's terminal.
Well, there you can see the 88 car of Ollie Playle making his way up the order, battling with Phil Weaver and John Stewart. Don't forget, John Stewart in the 75, the Virgin Experiences car, is battling for second place in the championship. And Mickle's retirement really now cements second place in the championship for Stewart.
The double 8 car goes up the inside of the double 7. Ollie Playle puts a move on Phil Weaver. Again, Phil Weaver having a good latter part of this season. He wants to tuck into that draft now if he possibly can. Unfortunately, that is it. It was terminal as he's expected.
Well, both John Mickle and the reigning champion Ben Collins are in trouble at the moment. No 2 drivers who are moving on out to America for the tail end of the year to race in the American Racing Series. First of all, out at Charlotte Motor Speedway, North Carolina. But problems for the number 19 car. John Higgins goes round all the way, and what an avoidance by Mark Proctor in the number 12. The Crash.net car spins out, but doesn't hit anything and doesn't hit the wall. Lucky.
That was very, very fortunate indeed. That's going to bring out a caution flag. Mark Proctor in the Arco car just manages to get by. And I tell you what, Crash.net, it was Crash.nearly. He managed to do it. Oh, look at that.
Well, what a move by Mark Proctor and by number 7, Mike Luck. But let's join the crew chief now for the spinning number 19.
I mean, the car was coming on and he was showing some good lap time. So I think it was just the way he entered the turn 4. He was perhaps pushing on a little bit too hard trying to get past John Stewart, and it just upset the car on the entry and just lost it. But I mean, he'd done ever so well to catch it without hitting either wall, so I was well pleased with that.
Well, it's action aplenty here out on track, and we've got some action of a different kind down on the pit road. Not good for our defending champion, Ben Collins, as he shakes hands with his crew. It's an unfortunate finish for the defending champion, but we're going green flag racing, Steve.
Well, that's right. Anthony Swan also stationary down in pit lane there, but it's Ian McKellar Jr. again holding on from the newly crowned champion, and that is Stevie Hodgson in the red and white car. The black and yellow car still of Sean Richardson, sponsored by the Darkness, and boy oh boy, they're going to be happy to see that car running in 3rd place ahead of Michael Verges.
Yeah, they sure are. We're on board now with Mike Luck. He's bringing us some great pictures as we go for this green flag start. Now remember, these guys have been on colder tires. Very, very tricky as they go green flag racing to get these tires up to temperature and push the car as hard as they can. But for the defending champion, Ben Collins, it hasn't been a good day.
How come you've retired from the end of this race?
I think the diff broke in the first race, which is why I had a big moment, and then it's going to seize up, so it's not safe to continue.
Well, there you hear it from Ben Collins. He's handed over the mantle of champion. Oh, as rubbing the wall there, Rob Speake, with Ollie Playle doing a great avoiding job there. Rob Speake just sliding up into the wall, rubbing the car down the wall at well over 150 miles an hour. Taking full advantage of that is Ollie Playle moving up that vitally needed place. Meanwhile, John Mickle is down in pit lane. His race is over.
It's the last race of the season. You were going for second and behind your teammate as well.
No, it'd been nice to go with a good bang, I think, between Stevie and Ian running well up the front. I thought we had the pace for them today, and I thought we could have won it, finished on a 1-2-3, but that's just about when we started with no luck and we were finishing with no luck, so I suppose it's been a good year.
Well, it's not a good final race for John Mickle, but he's an asset to the championship. And again, we'll look forward to him battling for that championship next year. Talk about battling. Look at these guys right here. Michael Burgess is looking good. Ollie Plale is looking a little bit better.
Well, don't forget, Ollie Plale has fought his way all the way up the starting grid. He started this race back in 17th place. There he is now, past his teammate Michael Burgess to 14th. But going back to John Mickle, you know, John Mickle can be a very proud man. He runs the Talk Speed Racing team. He's got 2 cars left in this race, and they're running 1-2. Pretty good.
Yes, indeed, it is good. He does a great job running that team. He'd rather be out on track, but this is a pretty good consolation seeing these guys running 1-2 right now. Ollie Plale's hunting him down, though, big time.
Oh, and an opportunity for Ollie Plale here, because the 85 car of Malcolm Klein forced Sean Richardson high up on the banking. Plale says, thank you very much. I'll have that 3rd place.
So Ian McKellar Jr. and Stevie Hodgson are neck and neck in this race, but the all-important pit stops are looming. Join us after the break for the action. Welcome back to part 2 of Days of Thunder. There's nothing between Stevie and Ian, so that's where these guys come into it. Let's see who's first out the pits.
You know, well, it's an old saying, but it's true. You can't win the race in the pit lane, but you can certainly lose it. The Torque Speed guys now go down onto pit road. It's the West Tech car stays out, Steve.
Well, a 2-lap window, of course, where you make your pit stops. Ian McKellar Jr., race leader, into the pits. Stevie Hodgson in 2nd place, rolls to a standstill in front of him. Now watch the clocks on the bottom of your screen. Hodgson, you know, has the quickest pit crew, I think, in the pit lane. And a 13-second stop is about where they're aiming for. Michael Burgess comes down the pit lane. Ollie Plale stayed out another lap. He gets 5 more championship points for crossing the line as the race leader. And Stevie Hodgson leaves the pit lane as the race leader ahead of Ian McKellar Jr. And it's his pit crew that made the difference. 4.3 seconds to be precise. Now Ollie Plale in the Liberty X car rolls down pit lane as well as the 24 and 25 get going at the head of the field.
Stevie Hodgson's crew gave him the lead of this race. What can the West Tech boys do for Ollie Plale? I tell you what, they're under pressure.
So is everybody else up and down the pit lane. It's getting crowded there.
That wasn't your fault, that was his.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, but, you know, he came in, he was just trying to get out, and the 88 car goes back out in the racing competition.
But look at that time, 15.2 seconds. That is 2 seconds slower than these 2 guys. Meanwhile, Ian McKellar Jr., he has got an advantage over Stevie Hodgson after that pit stop. Hodgson's pit stop was faster, but his car doesn't seem to be working quite so well on the track. It's Ian McKellar Jr. on the track, back into the lead.
Yeah, Ian McKellar Jr. says, I don't care about the pit stops. I'm going to do the business out on the racetrack. And boy, has he done the business. Well, Anthony Swan gets out of his race car. John Stewart, well, he's having a good race. Let's talk to his crew.
Well, 2nd place was all to play for, but with John Mickle not starting and Ben Collins dropping out, John Stewart's 2nd.
Well, yeah, we've earned it, I think. We really have, yeah. We've had 2 bad meetings, but we've shown great bounce-back ability, and it's just excellent.
Well, John Stewart on his way to 2nd place in the championship as long as he stays on the track. In fact, even if he doesn't finish the race now, he's going to get 2nd in the championship. But look at this guy, Ollie Plale. What a race he is having from 17th on the starting grid. He's now battling for 2nd place with Stevie Hodgson. And Hodgson's having to work hard to hold Michael Burgess behind him as well. Hodgson's car just has not worked since the pit stop.
Wahoo! Look at this. He's got a big hole in the air ahead of him, Michael Burgess, but Ollie Plale is looking super fast.
Inside. Clear.
Yeah, well, he can see he's clear. He's just taking the spot off of him. We're down on pit road with Anthony Swan.
Anthony, how come you're standing here?
Well, the car was running really well at the first start of the race. We made a few positions up, got up there, and then all of a sudden, I think whether the radiator's gone or something like that, and it's something to do with the water, and it's leaking fluid all over my back tyres. And of course, I was running on it, got it sideways a few times, but back it off, and then of course that's when the other guys caught up behind, and I dropped down low to let everyone by so I could get back to the pits.
Well, plenty of drama still going on the racetrack as well. Number 11, Skid Carrera, has Ollie Plale closing in to lap him, and he's closing fast.
low, if you keep low, mate. He's 1 length behind you, he's coming up tight. He's got low on you. Unbelievable. Closed up really tight on you, he's closed up really tight. Tight on your bumper.
Tight on the bumper, remember, battle for the rookie championship. Malcolm Klein's looking strong at the moment. Is he going to get up the inside? It's Skid Carrera. Whoa, very, very close indeed.
Well, that is great racing by Malcolm Klein. Now that's going to move into third place in the rookies on the racetrack.
Coming up behind you, mate. The leaders are going to follow you through. Get tucking behind, that's it. The leaders are going either side.
Well, you know, that is one of the best examples I've heard of just how the spotter acts as the rear view mirror for their driver, keeping Skid Carrera out of trouble. Malcolm Klein now has that battle for third place going past him, because that's Stevie Hodgson and Michael Burgess. And now it's Mike Luck's turn.
Close behind you, say 3 cars lengths now, 3 cars lengths. Cars lengths, 2 cars lengths.
Well, there you have it. He tells him exactly what's happening. John Higgins in the 19 cars getting it behind him, talking about getting close together. John Stewart is going off up the inside of Ian McKellar Jr. and all goes wrong.
Well, John Stewart was looking happy with that second in the championship. His crew certainly were, but this is not the way they want to end the season. Yellow flags wave with just 4 laps to go. Now, can those recovery crews... Oh, Stewart's getting himself going. Well, that is amazing. Spinning the car at well over 120 miles an hour, probably near 150, and it seems he's kept it off the wall.
Yeah, he's done a great job there, you know, to keep the car off the wall. That's why he's second in the championship. He knows what the heck he's doing. He manages to get it going again. Important thing, this gives us a green flag race now.
Well, the green flag waves with just a couple of laps to go. Laps 59 and 60 are all that's left. Ollie Playle nudges the back of Ian McKellar Jr. That's robbed him of momentum in the 88 car. Michael Burgess takes advantage to move into second. Stevie Hodgson still battling hard. He may be the newly crowned champion. He's not resting on his laurels. He's up to third.
He sure is. Wow, that was fantastic from Mike Burgess. Is he going to get by Ian McKellar Jr.? Does he have the run on him? Who's going to be in the top 3? Who's going to win this race? Michael Burgess is closing him down just a little bit. I don't think he's got enough time, Steve.
Well, I think it's more a case of the sheer speed of that number 25 car. Ian McKellar Jr. takes the white flag this time. 1 lap, 1.5 miles to go in the final round of the 2004 Days of Thunder Championship. Michael Burgess is challenging again, though. Burgess is going to make this a race all the way to the checkered flag. Stevie Hodgson looks as if he's holding on from Ollie Playle. Sean Richardson still there as well, ahead of Rob Speake. But just 2 corners to go now, and it's between Ian McKellar Jr. and the checkered flag. There's the battle for third place. There's the battle for the race lead. And Michael Burgess is making a bid on the very last corner of the last lap of the season. But it's going to be 2 back-to-back wins for Ian McKellar Jr. Look at the battle for third, though. It's right on the line. McKellar Jr., Burgess and Stevie Hodgson holds on. Absolutely brilliant. And down in pit lane, the Talkspeed team are celebrating. Malcolm Klein's CWS team celebrate rookie victory. But Craig Slater, crew chief of Car 25, is with Helen.
Brilliant end to the season. Cheers, John. What can I say? The DSI Group Chevrolet's been on it since the last round. We've had a few mishaps all through the year. There's a couple of cars out there that look quick. I mean, Ollie seemed to get the ground on us through the race, but unfortunately we set the quickest lap in that race and we just had the pace on him. So
were you a bit worried there at the end because it was a 2-lap sprint?
I was worried about the 2-lap sprint, but going into turn 1, Verd just kind of held them all up because he come down the inside of them, and Ian just pulled away from 2-3 car lengths, and it was brilliant.
Well, you need to be a good race car driver to win one of these things. Ian McKellar Jr. did that. Craig Slater gave him a great race car. We got donuts aplenty here at Rockingham Motor Speedway as we celebrate. Oh, and John Stewart says to Malcolm Klein, hey, it's just a little bit of a love tap. And I tell you what, the guys who look after this track are going to be so happy about that. The fans are super happy.
Oh, fantastic end to what has been a fantastic season at Rockingham. The Days of Thunder Series, once again, a huge, huge success. And there's confirmation of the victory by Ian McKellar Jr. 2 race wins in a row from Michael Burgess, Stevie Hodgson, Ollie Playle, Sean Richardson, Rob Speake, Phil Weaver and Mark Proctor.
Good job.
Ian, what a cracking end to the season for you.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. As I just said on the radio, it's just we haven't had the best season of my life, to be honest with you, but to come out and win the last 2 races is good for the lads. You know, the DSI have been really good all year, and Talkspeed have done a really good job for us, but we haven't had the best of luck. So to win 2 races, it shows that we can do it.
It's good to be back. You know, it was a tough year. We've had our ups and downs, and we even rolled around a bit. Yeah, it's nice to finish second on the podium. Obviously a good restart there with 2 laps to go. and I did try to get past Ian, but he had that little bit of a quicker car, and just my car a lot of push. But very, very happy for Team Westec and NEC to finish off the season on the podium.
The car was stellar at the start of that race. I mean, we had the legs on Ian, but we needed to get some distance, and the crew did a fantastic job to get us out in the lead. But the second set of tyres we put on were junk. We just didn't have anything for him in the second half of the race, and to be honest, I'm happy that we came home third and that we got the caution at the end, really.
Well, those were the guys who were in the thick of the action. That is the final points table. Stevie Hodgson has taken the championship. John Stewart is second. Sean Richardson, fantastic job to get himself up into third spot. Very important for him, and he's pretty excited about it.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm so excited. But we've pushed hard all year, and at the beginning of the year we had a lot of problems, a lot of dramas, just really jiggered the year up for us. But then it all come together at the end of the year. The guys in the team worked absolutely unbelievable. The amount of hours that they've put in, it's the easy bit's pedaling it, it's the hard work is in the team getting the car ready, and they've done an excellent job.
Congratulations, runner-up, the 2004 championship.
Thank you. We're quite happy about it. Very happy about it then.
What's been the difference then between this season and last season?
Well, I suppose at the start of the season just had a little bit more luck and didn't get involved in too much trouble.
John Higgins was fastest man on the track among the rookies in the final race, but Malcolm Klein takes an emotional champion's title as Rookie of the Year for Colin White's team. Colin, of course, fighting a battle against cancer.
It's nice to see all the rookies together, but here's the man.
Have you done it? Have you done it?
Well done, Rookie of the Year, Malcolm Klein.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel?
I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted. I'm delighted for the team. I'm delighted for Colin. This is really important to all of us, yes, that we did this for Colin, especially with the news that he's had. We know he'll be back next year. He's a fighter. It's what he wanted us to do. This morning we all sat down, and it was made perfectly clear to me that I was to go out and win the championship for Colin, and that's what I've done. It really means a lot to all of us, so we're just delighted.
Malcolm,
absolutely.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Well, nice words there from Malcolm Klein to his team boss Colin White. We all look forward to seeing him next year, and make sure you get yourselves down here to watch some of this racing. Exciting on TV. It's even more exciting when you get down here, folks. Don't miss it.
What a season we've had here at Rockingham. Well done to Ian McKellar Jr. picking up back-to-back wins. Our congratulations go to Malcolm Klein, who picked up Rookie of the Year, John Stewart, who was runner-up in the championship, and of course congratulations to Stevie Hodgson, the 2004 champion. That's it from us this year. We'll see you all again next time. From Days of Thunder at Rockingham 2004, goodbye.
All the sports you could want next this morning, including a crisis in India and the best golfers in the world in match play action. It's Transworld Sport coming up.